Hello and welcome to another Raggy's Beers, Wines and Spirits video. Today's a homebrew video, and for the first time I've used these kits before, but I've never done a ruby wine kit before. So it's a Butler kit, 6-bottle kit, makes a ruby dessert, so basically a port wine, 18% as well. £9.95. I got this from Homebrew, and their shipping was quite cheap as well. So that's the port concentrate, only a little bottle. Only makes 6 bottles this does. You can't get on the open market a decent port kit for 30 bottles. So you've got your oak chips, you've also got wine labels. Now in the kit you also get, where's the label? Instructions. Need them puppies. What's this little bottle here then? Oh, right, little bottle. Port flavour. Okay. Stabiliser. Don't need that till the end, so chuck that back in the box. Yeast nutrient, we need that. Kessel or whatever, I don't need that as finings. Wine yeast, we need that. Pectolase, we need that. Acid regulator, citric acid and sodium citrate. Again, not used that before. And chitosan, another finings, we don't need that till the end. Right, even I'm going to have a good read of this. So, right, so you can read this, and I suggest if you're doing it for the first time, do read it. I'll skip through and read what I need to read, because right, so the port flavour doesn't need to go in to the end, so we'll put that back in the box. The citric acid doesn't need to go in until the end, until after the finings. So now we're basically at the normal end of it now. So 1 kilo, 1.3 kilos of sugar. So I'm getting these Asda sugar, which is bloody hard to open. Somebody loves to glue it down though. Jesus mother. I suppose it's better than it's peeing out everywhere, but still, you don't want a krypton factor to try and get a bag open. Right. So everyone does it their own way. I like to put the sugar into a jug, as I'm doing here. Here we go. I've just boiled the kettle, as you heard when the review came on. And here's the sugar as well, a little more sugar. If you've never done it before, you'll want to make sure that you measure your sugar, especially that 300 gram pot. I roughly know what's 300 grams. I'm not bothered if there's a bit more, because if there's a bit more, it's a bit more alcohol. The yeast will sort it, as long as it's at room temperature. For God's sakes, don't put it in your shed. Not this time of the year. Not like me. So I'm pouring the hot water onto the sugar. And like you would with when you're doing your cup of tea, look at that. So the hot water's gone in. Now I'm going to stir it. And like I've already said in another video, that my wife says I'm good at stirring. So bear in mind it's hot water, so be careful when you're stirring. Now you'll want to stir until you've got the majority of it out, you know. So as you can see, I'm stirring it. I'm trying to get every trying to get the sugar to dissolve. Some people use warm water and it's a swine. I'm telling you now, it's an absolute swine to get that sugar to dissolve. That's why I use hot water. Everybody does it differently, but as long as the temperature, when it goes into your demijohn, yeah, I'm using a demijohn for once. Oh no, first time. So obviously I've sterilised this puppy and I've just washed it out again, rinsed it, gave it a good rinse. And the one thing I haven't found is my funnel. I need to find my funnel because I can't do it without a funnel. So the sugar is now pretty much dissolved, which is great. Just get my funnel. Always good to have a funnel. Funnel in the top, don't try and pour it, it's a job and a half. So I'm going to fill this up to 2 litres because obviously there's only so much water you can put in. Right, here's the fun part, start pouring it in. Now I'm not sure how much these demijohns hold. I think it's a gallon. So I'm going to have to be careful when I get near the top because there's obviously needs to be room for the foam, the must, whatever, you know, the wort. Right. And obviously once it's in there, I can't stir it. So as you can see, unlike a normal fermentation bucket, you can't stir it. So, pour a little bit more water in here. You're never going to get all the sugar out. So I poured a bit more hot water in, just to help. Like I said, this is my way of doing it. You can follow the instructions to the letter. And you're probably better off doing it that way, but this is my foolproof way of doing it. Foolproof my backside. Again, up to 2 litres. The main thing is we want 4.7 litres of liquid, but with the sugar dissolved into that liquid. Right, so it's slightly under 2 litres. And obviously I'm very wary of how high it goes because simply because there's no room. So I may have to brew it short, which would be a swine if I have to. Right. So first thing, before I pour the extra 700 in, I better pour this in. Because we're already quite high up. So really, I should have done it. Really, the bucket that I've got for my ginger wine, I should have got another one of them, but hey-oh. So, we'll pour the wine in. And I'm just going to add a little bit of water to it because we want as much of the concentrate in. So you're going to put some water in this. You're going to give it a good shake, and there you go. Gets the rest of the concentrate because that concentrate is obviously what's going to flavour your wine. So it's, you know, it's very important. And again, just a little bit more. Now, it tells you to add the nutrients, the pectolase. So, just take this off for a second. Add all these bits in, and then I'll top it up with a bit more water. But, as you can see, let you see it, I'm already quite far up, so I daren't go too much more, because obviously it's going to create some wort. So I don't go too far. There's only, you know, there's a limit to how far you can go. Right, put all this in first. So that's the pecto lace in. Now the oat chips. Now, normal port, they brew it, or they store it in oak barrels. Well, we ain't got that facility, so it's got, that's why they use oat chips. Make sure you get all of it in as well. Not the easiest with that little spout on this. Right. And now the yeast nutrient. Bloody hell, got stuff going in. So for this kit, there's quite a lot to it in what you add. So I think it's a good value kit for a tenner. Now for this, it does say to you to put the wine yeast with in 50 mils of water, warm water, to activate it. But in a warm room like this, it doesn't need it, to be honest. And I've already done that with the other kit, so I'm just going to see if it needs it. You don't need it with all yeasts. So, pour this fella in. So now we've added the pecto lace, the oat chips, the yeast nutrient and the yeast. And now I'm just going to top it up a little bit. I don't go too much because obviously, as you can see, because you need some room for that wort. I think that's about as far as I dare go. So slightly less water than I would have preferred, but it's not a problem. And there you go. I'm going to give it a stir. I'm going to put the airlock on, making sure the airlock's actually got water in it. And just pour some hot water over the bottom of the airlock. Just give it a bit of a sanitise, as you do. Push the airlock on. I'm going to get a good stir now. And as you can see, I've given it a good stir. It's got a nice colour to it already. Nice, good dark, really red colour. And that's as much as I need to do to that. Now I'm going to put it on the side. Right, so there you go. That's it for now. As you can see, the ginger wine one's in the background as well. And that's it. And we'll give updates when there's action. Never brewed that before, so even I'm can't wait to see what happens. Thanks for watching from day one of this Ruby wine kit. See you soon.